Hi Libra, here is your ex-partner reading for the month of July 2017. As I always say, if you're not interested in your ex-partner, then this is not the reading for you to watch, okay? This is the row for you and this is for your ex-partner. But quite often the messages can go vice versa. Now the card at the bottom of the deck, we do have the Ace of Pentacles here, but it is in its reverse position. Now, the aces, as we know, talk about new beginnings. Pentacles can talk about a new beginnings on a practical level. You know, going down a new path. The fact it's in its reverse doesn't have to mean that the new beginning's not going to take place. Sometimes it can talk about there being a delay with this. But it may be something that both of you are wanting. But like I said, there may be some obstacles there at the moment. Now, the first card you have is the Major Arcana, Temperance. It is in its reverse position. And Temperance is about trying to find a balance between what you're thinking and what you're feeling. And in the reverse position, you may be having a difficult time with that at the moment. You may be focusing more on your mind than your heart, or vice versa. It talks about an imbalance, a lack of being able to see beyond the here and now. Things feeling out of kilter, as though something just doesn't feel right. Now for you as a Libra, that's not an easy energy to cope with, because you like the scales to be evenly balanced. And you're not the kind of people that rush into making decisions. You weigh everything up before making a decision. So at the moment, I don't think you're prepared to make a decision one way or the other. I don't think you're prepared to take any real action at the moment, because like I said, there is this imbalance. Now, on your ex-partner's side, we have Major Arcana, the Hermit, in the reverse position. Now, there's two aspects with this card. First of all, when this card's reversed, it can talk about somebody being maybe obstinate, somebody refusing to accept that certain issues and problems you've had have been partly created by their own actions. The other aspect with this card, the Hermit in the upright talks about an enforced isolation. Isolating oneself in order to go within to understand something better, to gain an inner knowledge. In the reverse, it could very well be that your ex-partner is isolating themselves too much, to the point where they're very closed off. Now, it could be that they're closed off in terms of you, but it could also be that they've closed themselves off from you as well as family and friends. It can as well talk about somebody that has started to withdraw from the attachments that maybe they once had. Now, in terms of your feelings, we do have the Nine of Wands in the reverse position. This can be a bit of a difficult energy in terms of you may be feeling hesitant at the moment. As I said, not really wanting to take action either way. You may be hesitant about a long-term commitment, either from you or from them. But there's an energy with this Nine of Wands of somebody being very defensive at the moment. Somebody that is maybe on guard, somebody that may be feeling slightly on edge. See, again, for you Libra, you like everything to be even. You like the balance. And if there's no balance, if the scales, you know, are balanced unevenly, then it can maybe put you on edge and make you feel slightly defensive. Now, they have the major arcana, the Star card. And this can be wish fulfillment within the major arcana. But also, it's a card about healing. It's a card about having gone through some challenges, but starting to heal from those challenges. It's about having faith and trust that everything is going to work out in the end, that everything will come right in the end. And it's about being open to healing. You know, they may have had to take this time of isolation in order to allow this healing process to come to them. But the worry with this, if it's talking about isolation, the worry is that they're not going to isolate themselves to the degree that they're not going to be open to communication, and that they're not going to be open to this healing process. The Star card is a very positive energy. It can talk about a new start. It can talk about new energy and new opportunities here. But they've got to be open to these. Now, your outcome card is the Death card, but it is in its reverse position. The thing with the Death card in this position is it can talk about, it's not so much the ending here. See, if the card was in the upright, I could say with confidence maybe that this is a no-go, that there's no chance of reconciliation. In the reverse, it can talk about how something has not yet come to an end, or it may not be completely over, but it may be that major changes are needed here if there's going to be opportunities for reconciliations. Those changes are obviously going to be different for all of you, okay? Everybody's different. Everybody's relationships go through different things. But I think in order for this reconciliation to take place. It's going to have to take change. Now, for a very small group of you, the Death card can sometimes talk about how an ending has taken place and you may be struggling to come to terms with this ending. You may not be wanting to accept that this relationship is over. Excuse me for 1 second while I let my dog out. So like I was saying, there can be two groups of you here. Two groups where maybe there is this lack of balance. Maybe things are feeling out of kilter because the relationship has come to an end and you may be struggling to accept that. But for others, it can be talking about how change, major change, may be needed. Now, their outcome card is the Major Arcana, the Fool card, and it's in the reverse position. The Fool card talks about not making any rash decisions here, and also not allowing anybody to put pressure on them making a decision. There are warnings and there are red flags with the Fool card. See, the Fool card in the upright is about a new beginning. In the reverse, there may be again a blockage or a delay, because I think that your ex-partner has got to go through some form of healing process before they're going to be able to make a decision. And like I said, it may require some major changes here in order to bring about this reconciliation, because there's two cards here, the Fool card and the Ace of Pentacles, that both talk about new beginnings, but there's a delay. Also with the Death card, if we put the Death card this way, there is an ending, but there's also a new beginning. A new day dawns. In the reverse position, again, we could see it as though there's been an ending, but again, there's a delay in a new beginning. I think, Libra, you have got to get some balance here in terms of what you're thinking and what you're feeling. And I think in order for your ex-partner to consider a reconciliation, they are going to have to go through a healing process, and maybe some wounds that have been opened within this relationship are going to have to be healed before a new beginning can take place. Okay, Libra, that does conclude this reading. Thank you so much for watching and for liking, sharing and subscribing. Please take care. Bye.